Floating plants are an often overlooked yet incredibly effective addition to both freshwater and brackish aquariums for maintaining and improving water quality. They serve multiple roles that go beyond mere decoration, functioning as natural filters, oxygenators, and biological balancers in a contained aquatic environment. When used strategically, floating plants can stabilize the aquarium ecosystem, reduce maintenance demands, and promote the overall health of fish and other aquatic organisms. One of the most important benefits of floating plants lies in their ability to absorb excess nutrients from the water. Nitrates, phosphates, and ammonia are byproducts of fish waste, uneaten food, and decomposing organic matter. If left unchecked, these substances accumulate and cause poor water quality, leading to algae blooms and stressed fish. Floating plants take up these nutrients through their roots, which dangle freely in the water. This natural nutrient absorption process helps prevent harmful levels of waste compounds and reduces the need for frequent water changes or chemical filtration. The presence of floating plants also plays a significant role in controlling algae growth. Algae thrive on the same nutrients that floating plants absorb, particularly nitrates and phosphates. By outcompeting algae for these resources, floating plants help to limit its spread. Additionally, their broad leaves block some of the light that reaches the lower parts of the aquarium, further suppressing excessive algae development. A balanced amount of shading provided by floating plants creates a more stable lighting environment for other aquatic plants and fish species that prefer dimmer conditions. Another vital contribution of floating plants to water quality is oxygen production. Through photosynthesis, they release oxygen directly into the water column, supporting aerobic bacteria responsible for breaking down waste. These beneficial bacteria reside primarily in the substrate and filter media but depend on dissolved oxygen to perform their biological filtration processes efficiently. The increased oxygenation provided by floating plants enhances this natural filtration cycle, helping to keep ammonia and nitrite levels under control. Floating plants also influence the microenvironment within an aquarium. Their roots offer an ideal habitat for microorganisms, including nitrifying bacteria and small aquatic invertebrates, which play a role in maintaining water purity. These microorganisms break down organic matter before it can decompose into harmful compounds, forming a crucial link in the aquarium's biological filtration chain. Moreover, the dangling roots act as natural filters by trapping suspended particles and detritus, leading to clearer water. Different species of floating plants offer varying benefits depending on the aquarium setup. Water lettuce and water hyacinth, for instance, are larger plants ideal for open-top tanks or ponds, as they can handle bright light and absorb substantial nutrients. Duckweed and Frogbit, on the other hand, are more suited for smaller tanks or aquariums with low to moderate lighting, providing dense coverage and efficient nutrient uptake. For aquarists looking for a visually striking yet functional option, red root floaters are a popular choice, known for their vibrant color and intricate root systems that improve both aesthetics and water quality. Another benefit of floating plants is their impact on pH stability. Some aquarium environments, especially those with heavy feeding or overstocking, experience pH fluctuations due to the buildup of organic acids. Floating plants help moderate this by absorbing dissolved carbon compounds and releasing oxygen, which supports the buffering capacity of the water. They also minimize carbon dioxide accumulation during daylight hours, reducing the risk of acidification in heavily stocked tanks. Temperature regulation is another indirect benefit provided by floating plants. In warm environments or tanks exposed to direct sunlight, floating plants act as a natural shade, lowering the temperature slightly and preventing overheating. They create cooler microzones beneath their leaves where sensitive fish and shrimp can find refuge. Conversely, in cooler conditions, they help reduce evaporation and maintain a more consistent temperature balance within the aquarium. Many fish species thrive better in environments enhanced by floating plants. Fish such as Bettas, Gouramis, and angelfish often come from habitats rich in surface vegetation. The addition of floating plants makes the aquarium more natural and reduces stress by providing hiding spots and a sense of security. Reduced stress leads to improved immune systems, which in turn helps prevent diseases that could compromise water quality through decaying matter and increased biological waste. Floating plants also play a role in breeding and fry protection. Many fish species deposit their eggs among the roots of these plants or seek their cover for young fish to hide from predators. This reduces mortality rates and promotes natural population balance without requiring excessive human intervention. However, while floating plants offer many advantages, they require some degree of management to prevent potential problems. If allowed to grow unchecked, they can cover the entire surface of the aquarium, blocking too much light from reaching submerged plants below. This can inhibit photosynthesis in rooted species and cause them to weaken or die, leading to decaying matter that counteracts the benefits of the floating plants. To maintain balance, aquarists should regularly thin out the floating plant population, ensuring that only part of the water surface is covered. Proper lighting management is crucial when keeping floating plants. Because these plants are directly exposed to light at the surface, they tend to grow rapidly under strong illumination. While this growth helps remove excess nutrients, it can lead to overpopulation. Adjusting the lighting duration and intensity or periodically removing excess growth keeps the system balanced. Similarly, ensuring adequate surface movement prevents stagnant zones where oxygen exchange might decrease. However, excessive water flow can damage delicate roots, so using gentle filtration or diffused flow patterns is ideal. The quality of water used in an aquarium with floating plants is another consideration. These plants prefer nutrient-rich water but can be sensitive to chlorine and heavy metals commonly found in untreated tap water. Using a good water conditioner before adding new water or performing water changes ensures that the plants remain healthy and continue to purify the aquarium naturally. Some floating plants may also benefit from occasional supplementation of trace elements, especially in tanks with very soft or filtered water, to maintain steady growth and avoid nutrient deficiencies. One of the most valuable long-term effects of floating plants is their contribution to ecological balance. In a well-established tank, they become part of a self-regulating system where plants, fish, and microorganisms work together to maintain water clarity and stability. This reduces reliance on artificial filtration or chemical treatments. In fact, many low-tech or natural aquarium setups rely heavily on floating vegetation to achieve stable water parameters and crystal-clear water without constant adjustments. Certain floating plants, such as duckweed, have the added advantage of being used as a nutrient export mechanism. Periodically removing excess duckweed from the aquarium physically removes nutrients like nitrates and phosphates that would otherwise remain in the water column. This natural nutrient export process is a highly effective, eco-friendly way to control water chemistry and prevent long-term buildup of waste compounds. Floating plants can also be used as part of an integrated approach with other aquatic plants. For instance, combining them with fast-growing stem plants or rooted species helps maximize nutrient absorption at different levels of the tank. While floating plants absorb nutrients directly from the water column, rooted plants take them from the substrate, resulting in a more complete and balanced nutrient uptake. This collaboration between plant types leads to greater water stability and reduced maintenance. Floating plants can influence the behavior and color intensity of fish. Many species feel more secure and display brighter colors when provided with cover from above. The dappled lighting effect created by floating leaves mimics natural light conditions in rivers and ponds, encouraging more natural behavior such as foraging, breeding, and exploring. Stress reduction, in turn, contributes indirectly to better water quality since less stressed fish produce fewer stress hormones and are less prone to overproducing waste. Regular maintenance practices ensure floating plants remain a benefit rather than a burden. This includes removing dead or decaying leaves, which can otherwise contribute to organic pollution if left to decompose. It's also essential to monitor the roots, as overgrown or tangled roots can obstruct water flow or interfere with equipment like filters or heaters. Periodic trimming helps maintain aesthetics and ensures the plants continue to perform their water cleaning role effectively. Floating plants can also help buffer the aquarium against sudden environmental changes. For example, during periods of overfeeding or after a disturbance that releases debris into the water, floating plants can rapidly absorb the resulting nutrient spike, preventing dangerous ammonia or nitrate surges. This makes them invaluable for maintaining water stability, especially in tanks with sensitive species or heavy bioloads. In addition, floating plants can reduce water evaporation by covering the surface, particularly in open-top aquariums. This not only helps maintain consistent water levels but also reduces mineral concentration from evaporation, keeping hardness and salinity levels more stable over time. In summary, floating plants serve as natural allies in maintaining a clean, balanced, and thriving aquatic environment. Through nutrient absorption, oxygenation, shading, and biological support, they perform essential roles that directly improve water quality and overall aquarium health. When properly managed, they create a self-sustaining ecosystem that minimizes the need for constant intervention, turning an aquarium into a naturally regulated habitat where plants, fish, and microorganisms coexist in harmony.